Nissan is going through challenging times, trying to recover from multi-billion-dollar losses caused by a drop in sales amid ambitious investments. While the main bet in the updated product strategy is placed on familiar crossovers and SUVs, which bring the lion's share of the company's revenue, glimmers of hope for fans of driving cars still remain, suggesting that the Japanese company will not bury all its iconic projects. The Nissan Z continues its journey, and perhaps it will be joined by a revived Silvia with various rumors circulating about it. But the most important thing is that the next generation GT-R is under development. Yes, Godzilla will return, albeit not tomorrow, but work on it is already underway, and this is not a rumor. This is very important. And today I will tell you many interesting things about the new car. Just a month ago at the New York Auto Show, the head of product planning for Nissan America confirmed to Motor One that the GT-R would definitely return, without a doubt. Now, his words are being confirmed by another high-ranking official. Arnaud Charpentier, Vice President of Product Marketing Strategy, stated in an interview with Auto Express that the company is actively working on a new supercar. Regardless of the path Nissan chooses for the R36 GT-R, Charpentier emphasizes that the company will have to rethink the concept of a sports car. In other words, Nissan doesn't have the money to develop a new internal combustion engine for the GT-R to meet modern emission standards for the next 10 years and compete with current rivals. So it won't do without a hybrid, but we'll talk about that later, as it's not so simple either. Confirmations of the R36's development from several high-ranking Nissan officials indicate that the project is at the strategic planning level and not just a dream of engineers. But here's another problem. In an era of rapid electrification and tightening environmental regulations, creating a direct successor to the gasoline-powered Godzilla seems like an anachronism, and the company is leaning towards a different path, which I will now tell you about. It's been about a year and a half since the company hinted that the next GT-R could be fully electric. The Hyperforce concept, that very project with its futuristic design and impressive power of 1,360 horsepower, can be seen as an attempt to test the waters and demonstrate Nissan's technologies in the field of electric vehicles. However, turning a concept into a production car is a much more complex task, requiring consideration of many factors, from production costs to market demand, and Nissan doesn't have much money right now. And then, like a bolt from the blue, Nissan America's Director of Planning, Pons Pandikathira, stated that the company is seriously considering developing the GT-R R36 in parallel with the third-generation Acura NSX. And this is where it gets interesting. For those who don't know, Acura is currently working full steam on creating a new generation NSX on an entirely new platform, and this platform will become the basis for the new GT-R. On the one hand, this is good. Nissan won't have to pour so much money into developing the new Godzilla, and the R36 will still enter the market. But on the other hand, there's a side effect to this collaboration, like from pills. The thing is, Honda has decided to fully transition the third-generation NSX to electric drive, and if Nissan follows this path, it might not appeal to everyone. These are the consequences of the crisis and the lack of resources. Yes, the new platform will provide access to new technologies, including new motors. There will be two, similar to the NSX, and the output will be like the Hyperforce concept, 1,360 horsepower. There's simply no point in doing less. Considering that the GT-R won't be released until the next 2 years at the earliest, it doesn't make sense to settle for fewer horses, as the GT-R would immediately be lagging behind at the moment of its debut. But there is also a downside. Some sources within the company directly state that Nissan would like to keep the gasoline V6, and supposedly the new platform from the NSX can also work with hybrid powertrains. The question is, will Nissan want to go down this path? Yes, the company has a new 3-liter V6 to which a hybrid system can be attached in the form of 1 or even 2 electric motors, and the company is seriously considering this option. It is currently on the drawing board, and supposedly the power of such a system would be almost 900 horsepower and 1,300 newton-meters of torque. The problem is money. A hybrid is more expensive to implement and develop, and it is more difficult to adapt to existing environmental regulations. And when it comes to dynamics, everything is complicated.